Artists, storytellers, beatmakers, grab your coffee. These are the latest news, deals, and 7 free plugins from the music production world. Alright, this one's a bit of a bummer, but you need to know. A $399 drum machine will now cost almost $1,000. And no, they didn't upgrade it or turn it into gold. The reason? Tariffs. The US just slapped a 145% tariff on electronics made in China. That means if a product was $400, it might now cost double or more just to get it into this country. That's exactly what's happening with the Sonicware side drums. It used to be $399. Now, if you live in the US, you're soon looking at $978. That's more than $500 in extra charges, and none of it goes towards better sounds or features. It's all just getting the gear into the country. And here's the thing, it's not just one drum machine. This could affect a lot of gear, synths, audio interfaces, samplers, speakers, basically anything that's built or assembled in China. Most of our studio gear, or at least parts of it, comes from China, so this could hit hard and fast. Some companies may move their manufacturing to other countries, but that's going to take some time. Others might try to keep prices the same for a while, but eventually we'll probably feel it in our wallets. And get this, Sweetwater has already warned that prices could go up by 40% on a bunch of products. NAMM is trying to push back. They've asked the US government to rethink the whole thing, saying it could hurt small music shops and make gear way less affordable for musicians. So what can you do? Well, if you've been thinking about buying something, now might be a good time before these prices really hit. And if you're looking at the used market, keep an eye on that too. Higher new prices usually means stuff gets more expensive in the used market. But yeah, just heads up, the price of music gear might be heading up and fast. Question of the week. If gear prices keep going up, do you think you'll buy used, wait it out, or just stick with what you've got? Let me know in the comments. All right, on to happier news. Arturia just dropped V Collection 11, and if you're into synths at all, you're going to want to check this out. They added 7 new instruments, bringing the total to 45, and they've added a new intro collection as well. Yeah, cheaper. So with V Collection 11, you get the new Jupe 8000V, which gives you those big super saw style sounds, great for trance, synth pop, and modern electronic stuff. There's also Pure Lo-Fi, which gives you the kind of warped, noisy textures you'd expect from old cassettes or vintage samplers. Great for lo-fi, of course. Then there's SynthX, Mini Brute, Augmented Yangtze, and Augmented Mallets. They've also updated the SEMV and added new versions of their Augmented series instruments, grand piano, brass strings, and more. These are hybrid plugins that combine samples and synth layers, so you can start with something acoustic and then push it into more experimental territory. Every plugin in V Collection 11 now runs on a newer engine with faster load times, better CPU handling, and improved interfaces. Here's another interesting thing. They've added a new V Collection intro bundle, which includes fewer instruments, 10 of the core classic stuff, and it's a lot cheaper, $200 versus $700 for the full bundle. If you're not familiar with the V Collection, it's basically a library of software versions of classic synths, Juno, DX7, Prophet, Fairlight, and so on, but with some modern controls and effects added. The full bundle isn't cheap, but if you already own some Arturia plugins, there are usually upgrade deals. So if you've been looking for a solid all-in-one synth suite, this one is worth a look. Okay, I didn't see this one coming. Lewitt is now in the plugin game, and they're doing something interesting. This is Space Replicator. If you're someone who mixes on headphones, whether by choice or necessity, you know it's tough to get your mixes to translate well across different listening environments. We've all done the car test, and it really reveals something different, right? So Lewitt says they're helping you fix that with Space Replicator, and it does something unique. Now, this is a plugin that lets you simulate a variety of real-world acoustic spaces directly in your headphones. Places like pro mixing studios, living rooms, cars, and even the Vienna Synchron stage used for Hollywood film scores. And you're getting a real simulated environment feel. This is not just EQ curves. Okay, check it out. What sets Space Replicator apart from other similar plugins is that it lets you create a personalized binaural profile. It's a quick 10-minute process that gives you some sound samples and asks you questions as you listen to find out how you uniquely experience sound. After this process, you have a personalized profile that tailors the sound of the plugin and the environments it simulates for your unique ears. This means the spatial audio experience gives you, yes, you in particular, a more accurate representation of how your mix would sound in different spaces. That's pretty cool. The plugin supports over 600 headphone models, so it just adjusts based on your specific headphone sound. This is pretty useful for producers, mixing engineers, and anyone who needs to ensure their mixes sound good across different playback systems. And Lewitt says that all this gives you a more lifelike and immersive experience. So I tried the plugin myself and it works well. Now, of course, I've never heard firsthand what these studios and spaces sound like, but just having an extra set of reference points for your mix is always really useful, especially that smartphone mix. And it was super easy to set up my own unique profile as well that's right for my ears. If you want to give the Lewitt Space Replicator plugin a try, there's a 14-day free trial available. I'll include a link below. G4 Software just released a new plugin called the Oberheim TVS Pro, and it's based on the classic Oberheim two-voice synthesizer from the 70s. If you're into analog-style synths with a lot of character, this might be one to check out. It gives you two SEM voices, each with its own filter and modulation options, so you can layer sounds or split them across the keyboard. You also get a built-in step sequencer, which is inspired by the original hardware, but updated with more control. The filters have that smooth, warm sound that a lot of people like in vintage synths, but you can still push them to get more aggressive tones if you want. What's cool here is that GeForce added some modern touches, like they always do. Tempo sync, MIDI CC support, and a modulation matrix, so it's easier to fit into your DAW. The TVS Pro is nice for producers who want that classic analog vibe, but with a lot more flexibility than the old hardware gave you. If you're already using something like a Minimoog or Juno emulation, this could add something slightly different. I really like what GeForce does with their synths, and I'll link this one below too. Just a quick heads up, Superbooth 2025 is happening soon, and we're already starting to see some early reveals. This show is usually packed with experimental synths, modular gear, and interesting new stuff from smaller brands. I'll cover the best stuff in the next news video once everything's announced. But yeah, get ready for some fun surprises. Polyend just dropped a new firmware update for the Play Plus, probably in time for Superbooth. It adds a couple of features that a lot of users have been asking for. First up is MIDI Perform mode, which lets you assign different performance actions like mutes, fills, or pattern changes to the pads. It's really useful for live sets. They've also added finger drumming with velocity sensitivity to the pads, so you can tap out beats directly instead of programming them step by step. I think these updates make the Play Plus feel a bit more hands-on and performance-friendly, especially in a hybrid setup with other gear. If you already got this one, it's a nice free update, and if you've been on the fence, this kind of update shows that Polyend is still putting in the work on devices they've already released. Good job. The Exquis controller from Intuitive Instruments just got a software update that brings MPE support and tighter integration with Ableton Live. If you haven't seen this thing before, it's kind of like a grid controller mixed with a keyboard, designed for both notes and expressive playing. With this update, you can now use things like pressure and slide gestures to control parameters in MPE-compatible synths. It's pretty cool if you want that natural expression without jumping into a full-size MPE keyboard. It also has a custom control panel that makes it easier to map everything inside Ableton. So yeah, if you're into expressive MIDI control but want something a little bit more compact, this might be worth a look. Okay, real quick, I've got some gear and plugin deals you might want to jump on before they disappear. This first one has become a go-to for me in my studio. The Sony MDR MV1 headphones have dropped in price. I'll link the discount below. These top my lists in recent headphone comparisons. I've used the Mackie Pro Effect 6 mixer in my studio for years, Great sound, easy to use, and it's $30 off right now. The AKG P120 topped my budget microphone comparison, and it's on sale right now. Excellent sound, so good. Sonible's Smart EQ4 is discounted, must have from Sonable. If you need some sub bass, Sublab XL is $30 off right now. And new this month, if you buy anything from Plugin Boutique, you'll get a free copy of Bitwig Studio 8-track. And if you buy anything from ADSR Sounds, you'll get the Screamo Distortion plugin totally free. A great way to get this freebie is to buy Serum 2 from ADSR Sounds, better than buying it from X4 Records because you get this additional plugin. I'll link to everything in this video below. All right, I've got a massive freebie for you today, but first, are you thinking about putting your music out there? Well, DistroKid is a simple and fast way to get your music onto Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, pretty much everywhere. And DistroKid collects earnings for you when anyone plays or purchases your music. It's simple to use and includes tools to help you build your audience. I've created 2 videos on DistroKid that will probably answer any questions you have. You can watch them right here, and if you're ready to sign up, use the link below to get 7% off your first year of membership. All right, here's a huge freebie pack. Waves is giving away a bundle of 7 plugins for free right now. No strings attached and no credit card needed. The pack includes the CLA 2-way compressor, the VEQ3, TrueVerb, and even a full synth called Flow Motion FM. You also get GTR Solo for amp sims, Audio Track for basic channel strip stuff, and IR Live for convolution reverb. These are full versions, not demos, and they work on both Windows and Mac and all major plugin formats. If you're building out your mixing tools or just want a few extra effects to play with, this is a solid grab. And surprise, surprise, it includes updates. Thank you, Waves.
Happy birthday to Sanjay. Happy birthday.
Thank you. It is my birthday this week.
We are so proud of you. We love you and we appreciate everything you do for us and for the community. So, as a gift, maybe those of you who haven't subscribe for him. Hit the like button and follow us along.
So for my birthday this week, here's my gift to you. If you haven't already, you can download my totally free ebook with a ton of simple hacks for improving your studio and workflow. Get it using the link below. Keep making the music you love. And if you want to see if Sony can beat some of the best headphones in the industry, watch the video right here. See you there.